Hey everyone, this is Mr. H again, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, you will be learning about the discriminant, or the nature of roots of quadratic equations. There are a few important things that we need to remember. The first one is the standard form of a quadratic equation, which is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. We need to make sure that every equation is arranged in this form before we proceed with identifying the discriminant by using the formula discriminant is equal to b squared minus 4ac. After calculating the discriminant, we then need to describe the nature of roots. So if your discriminant is greater than 0, we are going to expect two real roots or two real solutions. If the discriminant is equal to 0, we are going to be expecting one real root or one real solution. However, if the discriminant is less than 0, we will have two imaginary roots or solution. And these roots will actually give us information or give us a view on how the graph of quadratic equation will look like. So for the first one, two real roots. So if the discriminant is greater than 0, we will have two real roots. So the graph, we may expect that so definitely there will be 2 points on the x-axis that the graph will cross. For the second condition, if the discriminant is equal to 0, we're going to be expecting one real root. So how will the graph look like? So for example, the graph can be like this, or it can be like this. So that only means that if the discriminant is equal to 0, so there will only be one point that the parabola will touch on the x-axis because it has one real root coming from the discriminant that is equal to 0. And for the imaginary roots, so you're going to be expecting imaginary solution. So definitely we can say that there's no solution. Definitely the parabola will not be touching any point on the x-axis. So it can be here, can be here, can be here. So you will still have the parabola, the graph. However, since the discriminant is less than 0, definitely it won't touch any point on the x-axis. To further understand the concept of the discriminant, let's take a look at examples. Example 1. Find the discriminant and describe the nature of roots for each equation. So equation number 1, we were given negative 3x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 0. As you can see, for the first equation, we were given an equation that's already arranged in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So from here, we can identify the values of a, b, and c. So here we can say that the value of a is negative 3, value of b is positive 2, and c is positive 1. And then we're ready to calculate the discriminant by applying the formula d is equal to b squared minus 4ac. Then plug in b squared, so b is 2, positive 2, so 2 squared, minus 4 times a is negative 3, and c is positive 1, So make sure to check the substitution. -4 times -3, which is the a, and c is +1. And then simplify. 2 squared is 4. So negative multiplied by another negative number, it will give us positive. Then 4 times 3 times 1 is +12. Therefore, the discriminant is 4 plus 12 is 16. And from the value that we got for the discriminant, so we can say that since the discriminant is greater than 0, then there are 2 real roots. So relating that conclusion that we just drew to the graph, to the possible graph of that equation. So we're going to be expecting that the graph of the first equation can be like this, can be like that. So parabola will be opening downward because the value of a is negative. And from the concept of discriminant, since it's greater than 0, it will be crossing 2 points, right, on the x-axis because of the 2 real solution. For the second equation, we were given -2 minus 2x squared equals 4x. So here, we need to rearrange the terms into the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So rearranging the terms, we're going to have -2x squared, then -4x. So by applying the subtraction property of equality, so we subtract both sides by 4x, or just simply move the 4x from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, and you need to change the sign to opposite. So from positive, it will become negative. Then -2 is already on the left-hand side, so just copy -2, then equate it to 0. From here, we can see the value of a is -2, the value of b is -4, and c is -2. And then we're ready to calculate the discriminant. So d is equal to, plug in -4 for b, so that's -4 squared, minus 4, and a is -2, c is -2 as well. Then we simplify. So -4 squared, -4 times -4 is +16. Then for this part, you have 3 negatives. So negative times negative times negative is negative. Then 4 times 2 times 2 is 16. And from here, you can see that the discriminant is actually equal to 0. And from the value of the discriminant that we got, so since the discriminant is equal to 0, then there is one real solution or real root. And relating that conclusion to the graph, the possible graph of this equation, we're going to be expecting something like this. So since a is negative, so definitely the graph will be opening downward. So, and there's only one solution, one real root, so possibly like this. Yeah, just one. Can be on the left or can be on the right. So this is not the actual graph, but just based on what the value of a is and the discriminant. So basically, this graph, if this is the possible graph, the one on the left, definitely you're going to be expecting that the graph will touch 1 point because there's only one real root on the x-axis. And for your challenge, please grab your pen and paper and answer this question. Find the discriminant and describe the roots of 10x squared minus 2x plus 3 equals to 0. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video if you learned something new. And also you can share your insights by typing in your answer in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching.